the loser of Crimson Knights and Biogravity Finance, which I do believe is the game we are going on to next. It would also be a great game. If we can get into the Crimson, either teams leagues, we
We're
got the
going straight
Crimson
into it.
Knights up
I had more to
first.
talk about on the last game, Legs, but that's
Oh,
fine.
I'm sorry. I am
It's fine.
sorry,
It's fine.
Chompy.
We'll talk about. Wow, look at this team, guys. Wow, Crimson Knights. Oh my god. I watched their
My
podcast.
bad. My bad. Crimson Knights. Probably. With how much they've been streaming and putting up a YouTube channel and a Twitter account, probably the most well-known team of the league so far.
But before we do continue, just to throw it back to last game quickly, we had a tie for the MVP vote between, I think it was Adlars and Rex. I didn't actually see it, so couldn't split in hairs. But yes, this team, they have been out there. We've seen them all over the place. They've got the Twitter up. They've got the podcast going. They're all over the place. They're massive in terms of involvement with the league. We just had Abs and Stoinis casting that game, you know.
And then they're going straight into the game.
I know, big from them.
Crazy.
Huge effort. But yeah, look, this team's looking all right. You know, Nuke's a bit of a fan favorite, at least a fan favorite in my eyes. I can't speak for the whole community.
Very has shown this, has just taken off.
I love that man. And he's actually some good experience as well as the season 1 winner. Nuxel was. He was on. What was that team name? He was on our team in season 1 when we won. He was our bless up.
Loyal sub.
He's got a title under his name. You know, a seasoned veteran in the OCL. So he could be a good name to take these other season names to the top.
And knowing they have been scrimming they have been hard on the scrims. Especially even with Yada as their coach too. I know he's been pretty heavily involved in working on like comms and other stuff like that. They have been going hard this preseason. Going into the rallies.
I'm actually scrim locked from this team, so I wouldn't know. They've never scrimmed us, so I didn't know they've been scrimming a lot. But they're good to hear, you know. They're doing well.
Onto their opponents, a return of a team from season 2, I believe. Biogravity Finance were in.
Yes, a name.
Back with I believe Weave and Juki were original Biogravity Finance, and Golden Band Boy on the sub was also original Biogravity Finance.
Dude, and then this team is goated. What?
With the Wax Python unbanned, ready to go, ready to lead. I do believe it's captain of this team, ready to lead his team, and then Supreme Leader OCE.
That's a big name in ADC.
The Benjamin Zilla is here, ready.
The shout out Supreme King.
He has finally listened to all the shout outs and has come to shout himself out by showing up in this league and actually putting on a clinic. And then King Carter in mid lane as well is just, it can't get much. I reckon this team can put in work.
There's a lot of star power. Like this team could be. I feel like this is a bit of a, what's the word? Like a hot potato team. It's like a make or break team. They're either gonna smash it up or crumble horribly. And I hope it's the first one, because this team, I could see their name in the lights by Gravity Finance. This is a strong roster, and I can't wait to see what they get into.
100%. I reckon this is going to be. I reckon this might be, out of the first round games of these rallies, I think this might be the game of the round.
Match of the day.
I think looking at these two teams, how they've come up, and then they've in the power rankings or whatever we did for relegations seeding. I reckon this is it. I reckon this is the game for round 1.
Yeah. Yeah, a bit of a hard point for you to get out there. I kind of got lost in what you were saying. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, no, I mean, this is I think the way the relegations were built was from a 1 to 8 kind of perspective. 1 versus 8, 2 versus 7,
yeah,
etc., etc. So this is kind of that 4v5 matchup that we've got going on.
Yes, I do believe.
So it should be, on paper, probably the most even and balanced game. But like we saw in that last game, the bottom teams can take it to the top ones, man.
Yeah.
Well, Bomber going to 30. I mean, they could have potentially got an upset there. There was some good plays out of them. It was interesting to see. And, you know, I don't know. With 4 and 5, this is, you know, as tight as it gets. So
this is going to be a barn breaker. Barnes
Barnbreaker.
might begin burn. Barn breaker. I'm switching it up.
You're a legend.
See, are P's and B's ready? Are we able to go into the P's and the B's?
We are not. We got to keep talking.
We do have to keep talking. I reckon the matchup of this team, I reckon it's the Doyline. It's the Wade, the Flicks versus Benzilla.
Yeah.
Not a
interesting one.
lot of people might know about how has even seen Benzilla really play, and we're going into P's and B's. We are in.
Yeah, we're in, and well, our stream's a bit behind, but we have the Athena first ban coming out of Crimson Knights. I have no idea what this is about.
Yeah, I see that. I saw that a couple of times last season too. A lot of teams high prio this Athena, and I'm not too sure on the thought process yet. It
Yeah.
can be cringe at times. Like obviously, you get ganked by jungler, you're probably getting ganked by an Athena as well. But
Yeah,
with good wards, I think she's kind of negligent.
a global ult
sometimes.
will always be good. Like Athena will never be a bad god to have on your team.
Yeah.
You'll always take an Athena on your team with the global ult and the Torn being so strong, but I don't think right now it ever warrants being a first ban god. Neither does Agni really. Agni is very strong, like very good, and he's very safe, but I feel like you're giving up so much more things like a Hebo, other kind of mages that would come up first. So the banning phase is a bit wild for me. But then again,
Yep.
I don't scrim these guys. I
If-
don't study like these guys. They might know something we don't.
If bans like this are coming out, you must be thinking that they are just really trying to get a certain pick, or they're trying to go for a really big trade-off. Like if they haven't banned the top gods, there's a lot of top gods up. You might be getting a really good one, but you might be giving two to them as well. So
Yeah,
and
not
Guan
a
Yu
usual
on
position
that
you take
first
on
pick.
the order side, but better. Even the Nox band is a bit weird on the other side, but I do get it. I feel like they're more standard bands, and yeah, Guan Yu has been very prioritized recently. There's still a lot of big gods open here though, which I
There's
find
the Marty,
criminal.
Martichorus still up. Which,
not Hebo.
if this goes third, if a Martichorus goes third pick again, it's criminal. Nice. There it is.
Mana. There's so many
Martichorus for
gods
mana.
right now. And
Going.
they're two of the good ones. Bakasura as well. We're missing out on so many because they're just all available.
Yeah, they went for the mega trade. The trade's happening.
There you go. Guan Yu, good early pick. Serket still available with but obviously Bakasura being the jungler. By Gravity Finance could get it on the way back.
And
But
Baka
yeah,
Merlin.
Baka Merlin. Lots of damage.
I don't mind the top three of the Crimson Knights, but again, I think this Martichorus is. If you're leaving it up, I feel like it just has to be first picked, or it's rough. I think that god is just insane at the moment. I think he's way too strong and cringe to really have to deal with. I even think it does really well into Bakasura, because what's a Bakasura going to do to it if it has ult up? You're probably just going to die.
Yeah. I mean, help me out here, Legs. Is Merlin good? Or is this more like comfort picks?
I'm also not a mid laner, so I'm not 100% sure, but I do believe the Merlin and Tia are still just I don't know if they're the top anymore, but they still are up like top 5 mid laners. I think they just
Second
they just kind of do everything.
Maybe there's something I didn't know. I expect Nuke sort of go to the Yu Huang specifically. He's a big fan of that one, and I guess he does play a lot of Merlin too. But I don't know, just seeing two in two games, I thought maybe there's something I don't know. But
Merlin might have better turn potential on the Vamana. I think Huang could have just got stamped on. And we know where that's going. That's a Wax Python classic. The Cthulhu is up.
Yes. Oh my god. Honestly, by Gravity Finance win this game. I'm not even kidding.
He has
points on it.
He has shown up. He is his first. I think this might be the first comp game he has played in my head since the Snowy team, I believe, where that went poorly. But it's been a while. I don't think I've seen him play solo in a comp game. And game 1, he's bringing out the pick. What he's known for.
I'm so excited. I don't even care anymore. Morrigan, decent ban when you have a Cthulhu. So I getting rid of the double double Cthulhu combo. Ishtar as well. You already have a Hunter, but I thought this was going to be going mid for Carter. I don't think Supreme Leader has played a lot of Marticarus. Maybe
Yeah,
I'm not around the casual scene anymore.
I
So
could almost guarantee Benzilla does not know how to play that god.
yeah, I was going to assume that too. So I think maybe they just know what Hunter he's going to be picking. Maybe something like a old school basic attacker like an Apollo or Rama. Ones that he have been in the game from back in the day when he used to play so much more. So yeah, I'm gonna see. I think Cthulhu does well with having a Guardian, bit of magic damage as well if you're going double Hunter. But yeah, I think good bans from blue team. That Morrigan combo
And
we have seen
there it is,
quite annoying.
the Jingwei coming out. Really, especially as someone who probably hasn't played a lot of Smite for like consecutively over the years. And you're playing ADC, there's nothing that can go wrong really with a Jingwei. You just sit there, click, people go on you, you ult away, you get out.
Yeah, very safe. No real knock-ups yet on the other side, but still very safe. I honestly think Chernobog is just as safe if, like, as a Jingwei, but might be a bit more execution-based or just comfort-based. Izanami Khepri is a
That's
very
just,
strong duo
they
lane.
just win duo lane. That's normally a contested top 3 duo lane if you're trying to run it. And getting it bottom 2 is quite good. And then the Ares last pick, which I think does do well into their whole backline, like the Khepri, Merlin, Iza, all kind of can get diffed by Ares.
Yeah, I think yeah, it depends how he plays it. If he plays to peel his own backline, it could be good stopping the Bakasura. But yeah, if he wants to get in there and get a blink and force those relics, it could be huge as well. It depends how they want to play. This game could be really interesting if By Gravity Finance do just play into that best of one, just run it down and try and get in their heads, because I think a lot of people on paper would be saying this blue team, maybe a bit of jank is needed to be brought to get on top. So guess we'll see, eh? Wax Cthulhu though, I'm excited.
And I do believe that the Ares... Wait, what was I going to say? Red side team, By Gravity Finance's team, they do lack that CC to really pop like beads or so for the Ares. So if I was him, I would be you have to be slamming ults like like on respawn, because if you're leaving it to try and get like the big ult, you're never gonna get anybody's beads, and you're just gonna get beads every single time, and you're not really gonna get many like good pulls, and you might end up just falling into just Ares behind, which is never really good.
Yeah, you can't always go for the highlight play. Something that a lot of players do, they try and save it for that big moment, but then you got to get through beads, you got to get through CC immune ultimates. Like it could be exciting, but it might not happen. Then again, Merlin and Izanami both don't have CC immune ultimates, so maybe this game you can get away with it. Maybe if Juki can get on there and force an early beads with his knock up or something. Maybe even Wax getting some damage in with the Cthulhu on the front line. Such a good god to frontline with. If you can force those beads, maybe Weave can go for those big plays, sit back a bit. Yeah, it just depends how early he gets a blink here. I mean, I think a shell would be really important as well. With a Bakasura running around, Bracer is always really important too. So
Horrific, also very good into the Bakasura.
Exactly. Sometimes it's hard to actually fit a blink in, especially depending on your playstyle as a support. Like you can, like I was saying earlier, you can do the sit back and peel the backline, or you can go for the aggressive plays. It's really just down to how he's really feeling to play it. But yeah, look, I think this game can be won by the aggression. I think that's the important way to get on top of it, get into it, and don't let Crimson Knights, get settled and play their own game. I think is important because, like we said, this Crimson Knights team has been doing a lot of scrimming. They've had a lot of practice. They've been very involved, very on top of the league this year. I think if you're looking at just the preparation, they could win it just through their
they have been working on everything. From what I am aware, they have just been working on comms. They've been working on objective play. I would expect them to be well and truly ready for relegations games. But it is a best of one. Anything can happen. Like, you don't have the chance of if you throw once, it could just be game over, donezo. There's no game 2 to fall back on to fix up your mistakes. If they lose pressure slightly, it could just stumble out of proportion, game over.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what it comes down to. For this team, if they have been scrimming, wouldn't know. Once again, scrim locked. But yeah, I'm sure they've been having games where they've gone massively ahead, massively behind, played off different people. Like with Abakasura, I think you're probably aiming to have him kind of run this game, really get involved. But then you also do have that Izanami Kepri lane that could just get so much pressure and just run the show as well. And having a Guan in solo as well, always a massive help. But yeah, we'll say I think Jingwei Ares isn't the worst clear with the Ares pushback into the Jingwei knockup, but it's definitely harder to execute compared to Izanami basics and a Kepri 2, which will just run this game. So
yeah,
I've never really seen Wade play Izanami personally. I'm sure he's got some level of skill on it, but it can be hard to pull off sometimes. There's no real tick damage. I mean, you're not going to be in flames enough apart from chains is the only real... Oh no, does Marticris have tick damage as well?
yes. On his basics have small tick damage, and
Yeah.
I'm assuming he'll probably go Bluestone as well, which will just give him the tick damage.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to maybe reveal stealth here, so maybe dashing might be an important thing that you can punish here, especially with no CC immune ultimate. So yeah, I think a lot of this game, honestly, in my head, comes down to this Ares, like we've already talked about. It could be massive to see how he can kind of run the game or get involved with the game.
And on that note, I think it's time. Take it away, Chompy.
I don't know what time. What's
time to throw some.
Oh, let's throw it back
To the casters of Dicehart and Simply this game.
Thank you very much, boys. And yes, game number 3 here tonight between Crimson Knights and Pi Gravity Finance. Simply, this is an exciting matchup.
I cannot wait to watch these teams go head to head. There is some real star power in this game. I just can't believe one of these teams has to lose dice.
It's very disappointing. At least both of these teams will have another opportunity, or either of these teams, whoever loses, will have another opportunity in relegations to continue on into the league. But, I mean, you know, the desk has said it, you said it now, there are some powerful names here. We've got the face of OCE, Wax Python, on the Biogravity Finance team. And as well as that, on the other side, as the boys on the desk did say, the Crimson Knights are the most popular team right now, having their Twitter and all the socials absolutely popping off.
Yeah, I think the Crimson Knights actually might be the most followed team in OCE history right now. And they might be the most subscribed team on YouTube, and maybe even on Twitter as well. I'm not sure if they're that into it yet.
Not sure yet. I know that they want to be, but either way, right now, this Crimson Knights duo lane putting on a little bit of pressure against Biogravity Finance. Bit of an even matchup in the mid lane. Where would you expect these junglers to start moving their pressure over to? Do you think they're going to stay in mid? Or are they going to wait for one of the side lanes?
I really like this Bakasura pick. I think he's really good into Vamana as well. And honestly, Barker into Jingwei's kind of free. So if he heads over to the duo lane, we might see a Fed Stoinus this game.
I would like to see that. I mean, there's a whole heap of pressure being put on over here by Jet and Wade right now. Obviously, the Season Army has excellent clear, especially compared to Jingwei. Doesn't have the greatest clear in the duo lane. So, I mean, a gank could go really, really hard right now, especially with that shield buff having spawned. Wade and Jed9 now walking towards it, but at the same time, we can see Biogravity Finance. Juki, he's on those left mid camps. He has opportunity to rotate, but he's going to stick around mid at the moment.
Yeah, can I just chill his early game? Not really anything to fight over or anything impactful in the early game. I think honestly, either team could be like 0-10 right now and then not have any impact in the game.
That's true. I mean, this time last game we were seeing a hell of a lot more fighting, but you know, you're right that both of these teams are currently taking it a lot more slowly and just focusing on the farmers at spawn. There's one camp up right now on the map.
This is what you want to see, the more experienced teams. They know what they want, they just want to farm up right now. Hopefully we'll get into the action a bit later on.
Yeah, absolutely. I would be expecting we should be level 5 relatively soon, currently level 3 on this Ares, and my expectation is that he would look for an ult immediately. He does have that blink available in the areas as well, and might just be able to look for this Kepri early on. You know, or just start forcing beads out of this Eason army, give everybody on by Gravity Finance a bit of an easier time. We are seeing a bit of a rotation towards Wax's blue buff here, though, as Abs Pro is going to take a little bit of poke for his trouble. Is looking for the blue buff, does have that E minion. Will be able to steal that one away. No, not going to be able to steal it away, sorry, as Juki is going to be able to pick it up by the looks of it.
Yeah, E minion ain't what it used to be. E minion's so low HP now, so you can really just outsecure Barker, even though he thinks he can get it.
Yeah, it is a bit disappointing that. I mean, it's a good thing because Barkasura invade meta awful, but I mean, you know, what reason are you now picking the Barkasura for if he can't successfully take it over to steal those buffs?
Oh, those left clicks though, Dice. Those left clicks. I don't think there's a god in the game that doesn't like him.
Right. You're probably right about that, as we are going to see Jet9 look for that pull onto Supreme Leader OC. A little bit of poke coming out from Wade there. He's level 5 on the Eason army as well. Not going to look for the pressure to get a kill right now. Instead, going to opt probably to pick up these shield buff minions, while by Gravity Finance is going to pick up the left mid and their green buff at the same time here. He is the area. He might be just picking up that speed buff though and backing. And you know, as you said, it is just a farm game right now. Crimson Knights are about 300 to 400 gold up at the moment over by Gravity Finance, which is nice to see. Not massive. About 200 gold in their favor, but it does mean that they're farming really well at the moment, despite not being able to steal away that blue buff before. I would like to see if Crimson Knights will focus this hard on farming, especially given how strong their duo lane is, for them to be able to get at least 500 to 600 gold ahead in this really early farming game.
Really do like this dual lane pick if it is a Kepri. You know, it's really safe and really aggressive at the same time, so it's just a recipe for free farm really up until mid game. And it even brings out the opportunity for an early gold free as well when you bring in the Merlin to this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I love the protection shred of Merlin. This Barkasura also has, you're right, massive damage on a gold fury. And I think Crimson Knights are very aware of that. They're really playing this left side of the map. They're sitting around their side. They always have pressure in duo lane. And it looks like Stoinis and Juki are going to try to contest each other on these mid camps. Juki's doing a lot of damage early on right now, though. Stoinis down to about half health. A little bit of poke coming out from Neutral as well, as King Carter's made a rotation over Juki. He's going to dash in towards Stoinis, and the blink comes out from Juki straight into that big baby form. Looking for damage onto Neutral, down to half health is the Merlin, but the Merlin able to get that first blood. Juki falls. Out comes the Scarab's Blessing from the Kepri as well, keeps Nuxel alive. Meanwhile, Abpro making a rotation over here. King Carter already used that ultimate as well, doesn't have an escape here, but Weave in the area has his ultimate. He's going to zone out Jed9 and Abs, but still First Blood, going to
First Pro goes to Abs Blood.
Of course it was Nuxel though that got it.
That right there is why Nuxel is the best up-and-coming mid laner. He just popped off right there. He kind of just self-killed himself against a big baby.
Yeah, I really like to see that he was able to just, you know, he knows that he's got heaps of protection shred on that Merlin. And so he's like, alright, you can dive me, you can go up into that ultimate. You're still going to take a ton of damage. The Barkasura ult comes out. Nuxel trusted his support, knew that the Scarab's Blessing would come if he needed it, and was fully aware as well that the Barkasura ult damage would be enough to... Ooh, ultimate coming out from Weave. He's going to be able to pick up Wade here, forcing the beads out. Stoinis on the rotation over here as well. Might not look for it, he's going to back instead.
Yeah, good beads burn there from Weave. Obviously he hasn't forgotten how to play the game.
Good to see. Who do you think now is going to make that rotation over to try and punish Wade here? He's going to be very safe, so it's kind of hard to do.
I reckon no one is going to go punish Wade from now, Dice, if I'm honest.
Okay.
And also, better important news, I just got a victory on the Summoner's Rift.
That's great, man. I'm
Thanks,
so
man.
glad you got that W. Chat, make sure you show Simply your support there.
The Rift has been beaten.
Ooh,
Oh, C
wait.
plus as well.
Looking for the 1v1 with Supreme Leader OCE. He's going to force that ultimate out of the Jingwei. He's just going to finish clearing off his wave 2 as well.
Yeah, Supreme Leader couldn't quite clear off that Wade there.
Yeah. But that's okay. He's got plenty of time to clear his wades. As Crimson Knights are going to start putting their pressure onto this left side of the map, should be able to pick up these left mid camps. Zed's going to zone out Weave here. Ultimates will be coming up again soon, and with this Gold Fury up and a lot of damage available for Crimson Knights, I'd expect them to look at picking up this Gold Fury soon.
Yeah, the farm diff is starting to have quite an impact now as Crimson Knights about 1.5k lead at the moment, heading in towards this first Gold Fury. Got a level ahead in the solo lane. The jungler is about half a level to almost a full level behind, but that's alright because the duo lane, the ADC is Anami, has that level lead which she wants to do. She wants to try and punish this Jingwei early on, and then try and just burn down this Gold Fury when she has that Executioner second item.
Big grouping here from Biogravity Finance on the left side of the map. He's got his ultimate back up and he's made the rotation to look for Wade, but really good positioning from Jed. Is going to be able to pick that out, fully aware the Crimson Knights of where the opposition team are. Juki forced into that big baby. Stoinus is going to dump a little bit of damage into him, not able to find enough to get the kill into the big baby, but that's a huge ultimate down with Gold Fury available.
I think that's just a Gold Fury call right there. Big baby down, he's poked out, pull gold straight away, but no, they're looking to actually try and punish Supreme Leader OCL Weave here perhaps, who they don't know is there.
I would like them to be looking for Weave here. Doesn't have an escape available. He's going to use that blink in the ultimate. No beats available for the army. As Jed and Wade are both pulled in here. The chains are coming out, but they don't realize that Stoinus is right here. Ultimate coming out from Wade straight onto Weave. A lot of damage coming down, and the Ares will fall under his tower. Jed9 doing a great job. Drops that Scarab's Blessing on himself, and that pulls in Supreme Leader OCA, forcing the beads out and forcing himself to be res there, taking all of those auto attacks. One kill is not going to be enough for the Gold Fury, though.
Unfortunately, Regurgitate can't quite cripple out Jingwei ultimate, but it's a pick nonetheless for Crimson Knights. There's just increased farm for them. Their lead will steadily grow. Oh, they're only about 200 lead after all that. So, not quite at 2k yet.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the biggest part of that is that Ares ult was used again, and Izanami didn't have the beads. So now she's got these beads back up available. Doesn't have to be scared of this Ares. He's going to be able to poke the life out of Supreme Leader OCE. Dashes in straight into that knock-up. Supreme Leader OCE in a lot of trouble though. One more auto attack will do it. Won't be able to find it though. Supreme Leader OCE gets back under his tower. He's going to be able to back and use that passive to get back in. But it's just a difficult position right now for Biogravity to find their way into this game.
Yeah, they haven't really got the best early game comms. Dookie's looking to dive in onto nukes for him. I don't see him getting anything out of this dice.
Yeah,
it's just a wasted ultimate.
Form, down to half health already as we see the coming through. Stoinus taking a lot of damage though. He's going to have to jump away. Wax Python has made his rotation in. He's going to be pulled underneath the tower where Jed9 doesn't have the speeds available to get himself out of this Ares ultimate. As the Lulu ult comes out and is ripping through Jed9's health bar, isn't going to be able to get the Scarab's Blessing on himself either. Wax has made all of the difference in this game by making his own rotation. Will his team rotate to gold? No. Wax channeling it back now. Walking back towards the Gold Fury. Supreme Leader OCE is here. Over this wall though, Wade available. Nukes making his rotation over as well as Stoinus as well as way. Gold Fury
get the
down
coin
to
out.
Half
Get the coin out.
King Carter has used that much force hold. Juki dashing in strength away, taking a lot of damage from the counter. Ultimate out of Wade. Biogravity Finance have flipped the coin and they pick up the Gold Fury. Stoinus though finds himself Juki, finds himself Wax Python Z. Double kill for Stoinus, but the Gold Fury does go to Biogravity Finance.
I'll be screaming worth on BGF right there. They got the pick and the Gold Fury. Yeah, they may have lost 2 members afterwards, but they're not losing any stuff after the stuff at all. This Guan Yu didn't rotate at all, hasn't taken towers, hasn't looked to invade anything. In all of that, that's a fantastic rotation out of the Cthulhu.
Yeah, it's really weird to see that Wax was able to rotate and be there for so long. Not only did he have an impact by picking up Jet in the mid lane, he also was there for the entire Gold Fury, and Tower's still up on the right side of the map, as you said. Buffs are still there, Farmer's still there, so, I mean, the only difference here is Abs is now a level up on Wax, but he really needs to be able to now have an impact with that level to be able to justify him not being there.
I really like this game plan by BGF. They're really trying to focus out Jed9 in this game, not let this Kefri play, not let him try and res any allies. Nice, they'll just yoink away a free Pyromancer. That's good proactive plays as their lead is starting to increase by quite a bit now. 3.5k at 11 minutes.
I really like that. I can hear Jed screaming in my ears right now. There are 3 people hitting me to the Pyromancer, and that's exactly what his team did. Really heads up map play there, coming out from Crimson Knights, and that's exactly what we're expecting from this team. To be playing this map, to be playing the farm, and have good communication.
I think it all just comes down to that recent experience from Crimson Knights. That whole roster played last split, I believe. Maybe not Abs, I don't know. Not Abs, but 4 returning members for them. Whereas I believe we have 4 fresh players from BGF.
Carter was the only person who played last season.
Yeah, but that is
that's
really good to see though for the region. We got 4 players joining the scene, trying to get through these relegations. You remember, 1 win is all it takes.
It is all it takes. Jet9 going to take a little bit of focus. Stoinis is going to blink in through that mid lane, looking for a little bit of damage, but not able to find much on Team Carter. There is a spin rotation and blink out from Wave. Will be able to find Jed. Of course, he can beat that Stoinis there. Big baby, sorry, does go Juki. Jet9 forced to use that Scarab's Blessing, but he's still surrounded by 3 as he is going to go down. Team Carter credited with the kill. A lot of damage still coming out here as Juki loses his blue baby form, but once again, Wax Python's made the rotation. 5 members of 5 Gravity Finance pushing into the Team 1 tower. Blink out from Juki once more looking for Neutral. Stoinis already down to half health, taking a lot of poke for his trouble as Aspro has found his way into the back line of Gravity Finance up into the ult. Does go Wax Python on that Lulu, but is he going to be able to find any value for it? Stoinis jumping in, taking so much damage through trouble as he falls to Weave. The ultimate coming out from Wave isn't going to be able to have an impact, not compared to the Cthulhu from Wax, and really well played there as that mid tower fell by Gravity Finance, able to take a win.
I can't believe it, Dice. This Cthulhu is single-handedly keeping BGF in the game right now. That is a mid tower off the map for them. That is the most influential tower on the map in my opinion. It opens up so much. This next gold tree is going to be huge for BGF for them to try and get back in the game now.
Yeah, I mean, there is just so much pressure now. Nukes is just not able to, you know, exist in his own lane now because of how dangerous it is to be there without a T1 tower. And you're right, it's all coming down to just Wax is having excellent rotations. You know, he is 2 levels down on Abs now, but this Cthulhu's ultimate is so impactful in these team fights that the level difference just doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it looked like Crimson Knights were on different pages there. We saw the horse diving deep in the back line. Stoinis was really far behind, and then he had to jump in to try and catch up, which then it just spelled death for him. Really, he took a spill immediately after jumping in. Hold on, the Supreme Leader he might be about to get. Might be able to get punished.
Not able to find a lot of damage there, but the auto attacks are connecting. Stoinis is here. He's going to force the ultimate out of Supreme Leader OCL. Jet9 made a rotation as well. Excellent positioning, but the dash doesn't connect. Supreme Leader OCL still had iframe. Stoinis is going to be able to look for one more auto attack. He's going to be able to find it. Now the ultimate coming out as well. Lots of weakness. Carter forces the ult out of the Marty for it. A lot of damage coming down on the weak. Stoinis in a little bit of trouble here, but the shell will come down. And there's Astro on the horse. Finds the kill. Now Carter aggressed on. Doesn't have an escape. Wade credited with that one. Excellent positioning from Crimson Knights as they can walk their way straight over the goal queue at the back of that one.
After capitulation there from BGF, they were in a really strong position, and then Supreme Leader just walks too far up, lets himself go, and he ends up baiting out his teammates as well. And it's a free Primal Fury for Crimson Knights, and maybe even a mid tower as well into Pyromancer. So this is going to be a huge swing for Crimson Knights.
Yeah, I know that the Knights have been working on something specific recently, which is, you know, you've done an objective, but you got it for free. Is there really any reason that you have to sack, or can you look for more stuff after stuff? And that's what Knights are doing right now. They're showing that they can stay grouped. They've got sustain with this Guan Yu. They were looking at mid tower, but now they're going over towards this Pyromancer here. And you're right, all of this came off the fact that Supreme Leader OC walked up just a little bit too far and didn't have a T1 tower available to keep him alive.
This is the Smite that I love to see, Dice. It's all about the fundamentals. It's all about the stuff after the stuff. It's all about the double runes we saw at that Gold Fury. This is pure Smite. This is top tier. I up both of these teams to make it into the league, to be honest. I don't think either team should be too worried if they pick up a loss here today. I can't wait to see what they both do in the future.
I'm really excited to see both of these teams develop. We know that both of them have the opportunities to do so. We've seen a lot of these players before, and I imagine we're going to see them again. Now, though, both sides grouping around this Pyromancer. The value of this bomb is huge, and both teams know it, especially coming into around that 20-minute mark when a team wipe could mean a Fire Giant coming out.
I wouldn't mind seeing BGF pick up the... Oh, they picked it up. They've seen the back from Jet9. They're flipping this. The coin's out again. Although the coin's not even needed. Crimson Knights, they took the foot off the pedal there. What's going on? They put the car in reverse.
They did a little bit. I have to imagine that they went, you know, we've been out for a really long time. We weren't able to find our stuff after the stuff. It was just after pulling a Gold Fury as well, so we have gold in hand. And we're taking a little bit of a risk trying to 50-50 a Pyromancer with all of this gold in hand. But, I mean, that's rough. If you take the gas off there and you don't have anybody near that pyro at all, both teams were just grouping for it. Of course, by Gravity Finance, they're going to pull it, and they did an excellent job. Great map awareness to be able to take that pyro.
Yeah, whoever called that needs a raise, in my opinion, because that single-handedly might get them into the league. And I believe there's money on the line again, so they could be getting some
Please
money off
stop.
that goal.
Please don't do this to me again, man. I still owe someone like 20 grand from last season. Oh, well.
20 G's? Oh, if you give me some of that, I could forward it on to them.
Oh, cheers, bro. No worries. I'll have you as my personal OCL accountant from here on
No
out.
problem. Oracle's picked up BGF and Weave is getting poked out quite hard here.
Yeah, Nine's had a great abduct there, and Stoinis able to pick up a kill onto Weave, and once again, Juki going up with that big baby. This Amana just not able to find impact, as Stoinis very comfortably trading here. A lot of damage coming out from Wade there as well. Juki is going to fall out of that ultimate, just barely able to dash out of the way there, 1 HP, and once again, it comes down to Wax Python. Right here, having an impact. The abduct once again coming out from the Predator will mean the Wax Python falls down to half health, has to go up to that ultimate as well. He's going to be able to not find enough up there on Stoinis, sorry, Leaf. But that was a weird fight. There's nothing up on this side of the map right now. It was over Oracles that it happened.
A bit of a kerfuffle, let's say.
Indeed, a slight kerfuffle. Maybe Crimson Knights a little bit unhappy that they weren't able to get the Oracles there. Abs now, though, is going to tank up this mid T1 tower. Stoinis chucking a little bit of damage into it. I think he's getting poked out for his troubles there, as Carl was able to find a fair whack of damage into him. Crimson Knights are going to have to retreat. They want this mid tower so badly, and they're kind of losing a lot of pressure on the map for trying to get it.
Yeah, I think they might get punished here, Dice. You know, they've just overextended, try and force down that mid tower, but it's right before Goldtree spawns, and BGF, they're all up, they're all active, they're in town, they are ready for this, and Crimson Knights, they're not all on the map, they're all spread out. I don't know if they can actually contest this properly.
Yeah, I think that mid tower play from Crimson Knights is a big mistake. It's CGF not going to pull this off here. Abspro is inside of it, but Crimson Knights actually able to steal it away. Oh, amazing ultimate out from Wade there as Abspro is going to get up into that cover charge. Looks for Wax Python, doesn't have the Cthulhu ult available as Wade rips through with his damage, finds himself the kill. Wade is absolutely carrying this team right now, steals away the Gold Fury, picks up the kill onto the hyper carry Wax Python, and now Crimson Knights in position to maybe finally take this mid T1 tower off the map.
This mid tower is about to catch some hands, Dice. Someone call the police. This ain't gonna look pretty.
Oh, this is about to be a crime scene as that T1 tower goes down. Now Weave doesn't have an escape, he's being addressed on here. Knocked off the map once again by Wade. Looking excellent on this Izanami right now. I believe we heard people talking about it earlier that some of the ADCs in OCE are not feeling very comfortable to pick up the Izanami, but Wade is looking fantastic on it right now as a Fire Giant is being aggressed on here by Crimson Knights.
Jed looking for the abduct. Yet again goes past the BGF guy's window. Not quite on the mark, but haven't quite pulled it yet. They're just stalling, looking for a pick. BGF, they're wise. They know it's not been pulled. They're not overcommitting just yet.
Well, it is now going to be pulled by Crimson Knights here. Marty Core, King Carter backing in mid lane right now. Wax all the way on the right side of the map into his lane. He's finally making a rotation over. Stoinis was zoning there, and he's going to be able to spot out Wax Python. Just doing his best to keep the solo laner out of this one. Crimson Knights lock in that Fire Giant, forcing the ult out of the Cthulhu as well. He's going to be aggressed on here, and Yuxel able to pick up that kill. Really well played there by Crimson Knights. Juki just going to look to steal some farm now. Probably the best play that he could make right now is to just get some farm off the map though. And Crimson Knights on to the right side.
Yeah, I think Juki's got the right idea looking for the farm. But I don't think it suits his current build path. You know, he's opted for some very tanky build. No real damage in it. And he's just going to farm up to try and get more tankiness. But that's not going to have any impact on this Crimson Knights roster because they've got so much pen online already. They have such a good comp at burning through tanks. They've got a Merlin, they've got a Bakasura, they've got a Guan Yu and Izanami. They eat tanks for breakfast. And I don't think this build path's to go from Juki.
Yeah, it feels like Vermana's probably just not the right pick in this meta when penetration and protection straight is so potent and so common. It just feels like Yuki's not able to find a way into this game. He's going to be standing in front of Wade here, barely able to knock that tower off the map, loses half his health for his trouble. And we're kind of seeing why an assassin might have been a better choice right now.
I don't necessarily hate the Vermana pick. You know, he has shown some potential recently since his recent changes. But I don't honestly think he has that much value in higher up games like this one.
Yeah.
I think for your casuals and maybe like some lower team games, then yeah, he could be fine. But when you get into these more competitive games, he kind of just falls off late game. He doesn't really have that potential to 1v9.
Yeah, and I think a team that's communicating well is really able to deal with this amount of wealth. In saying that, if Gravity Finance can throw up a Cthulhu Vault, throw up the big baby at the same time, and really disrupt the backline of the Crimson Knights, that's a really potent strategy. That's a good way to get themselves in back into this game, I think.
Yeah, I think now that they're under Phoenixes, this Manticore can really start to get some value. Obviously, he's been farming up this whole game, keeping on level with Nuxel, which has been really well. So now maybe that he's got 4 items online, he's got to show what the god really does under Phoenix.
Absolutely. Bit of a risky play here from Crimson Knights as they're trying to push into this left side Phoenix. Don't have Stoinus here as he is just farming the map right now. He's channeling his own back and Weave blink in, finds a 4-man ult, pulls in 2. Jet Knight in so much trouble. He's knocked off the back of it. Wax Python looking to find an engage here, not able to find the root, but an excellent counter to the pressure that Crimson Knights were putting out. They will stay and just sustain up a little bit, but I think they really would have felt that one. It was a really great ult from Weave there. Forced a lot of relics. Linking from Asbro, Cavalry Charge into the backline, looking from King Carter, able to get up into the option. A lot of damage coming out onto Jed Knight, and now Abs is inside of the Phoenix. Will fall here. The Scarab's Blessing is going to bring him back. Excellent ultimate there from Jed Knight. Wade frontlining though is going to be poked out by the Marticarus again. Abs Pro going to have to just continue sustaining people up, and no damage has come out onto this left side Phoenix yet. Great
defense by BGF. Obviously, they had Weave go in early, get all the relics, make them panic, and then they just disengaged and went, yeah, we can just relax. Your Fire Giants almost ran out. We don't have to overextend them. They keep their Phoenix up. Now it's just a go through, then lose. That's fine. That is okay if you're in BGF shoes.
Yeah, I think in this meta specifically, any Fire Giant that's not Enhanced Fire Giant is risky to go for a Phoenix on. There was still a T2 on the map that would have been potentially a better play. Maybe you could have used Stoinus to split mid a little bit easier. But, you know, the defense potential coming out from Wax on the Cthulhu and Weave on the Ares specifically is so potent, despite the 9.5k lead that Crimson Knights have right now.
Yeah, I don't mind it from Crimson Knights trying to test it once to go for the siege, because it's kind of just like a damage check for them, really. It's like, okay, we've got normal fire, let's see how it goes, see what damage we can really do. And they went, all right, we can't do it, so we're probably going to see them just use this Fire Giant, get that mid tower, then they're going to stall out for EFG, I think, before they properly siege.
Big potential here for the Crimson Knights are going to be looking for Juki. Aren't able to find too much damage on him, but enough dust coming out from the Kefri is going to force a lot of damage on the Black Python, and he's gone. Wade has found the kill. In the meantime, Blip push coming out from Gravity Finance. It looks like that's Weaving Carter in mid. Supreme Leader OCE in left. Abby's going to try to channel a CP here. He's going to find it into the mid Phoenix there, so he's going to keep that one alive. Meanwhile, there's Supreme Leader OCE pushing left, and at the same time, Juki pushing right, so they've decided that they are happy by Gravity Finance. Give up the Fire Giant and instead get some towers off the map. What do you think about that play there, Sister?
That is fantastic map play by BGF. If you didn't tell me that they were one of the top teams in the league, I would have just guessed it straight away by that. They went, yeah, it's a normal fire, we can give that up, you can siege into us before with that. And, ooh, Alps Pro almost just got picked out. That would have been really bad for Crimson Knights. Obviously, no cavalry charge for like 15 seconds now.
That's
so
true.
that'll be up when they try and siege again. But I honestly don't think they can siege a Phoenix without some bomb usage.
Yeah, I mean, do we have any bombs? We've got one bomb being held right now by Stoinus.
They have left one up right now, which is very surprising.
Yeah, I would think that you'd pick yourself up too. To try and force a Phoenix after we saw how that last one went in the left lane though. Wax forced already to use that Cthulhu ultimate and some pressure coming out from Jed, Wade, Neutral, and Abpro. In the meantime, Stoinus putting some pressure onto the mid T2 tower. Looks like they're going to try to do this exactly the same way. Put Stoinus in mid to try to separate some members of Gravity Finance. He's going to take the 1v1 with Juki right now. As the pressure coming into the left side, Phoenix Wax is rooted, and once again we see a massive 4-man ult coming out from Weave. Jed trapped inside of this one. Abpro, cavalry charge, you're right, about 15 seconds later it was up, but this time Juki is here, brings into the backline, finds the ultimate on, and puts so much damage into the backline because it's nice. Use what's the Scarab's Blessing, but Jed 9 is going to fall off the back of his Supreme Leader OCE, finding himself a kill now. Neutral in a little bit of trouble as Weave is able to find the kill onto Wade. Supreme Leader OCE finds himself a double kill. Stoinus finally able to pick up Wax Python. Looking for one more is Aspro, finding King Carter, but a triple kill for Supreme Leader OCE. Is able to throw his ultimate out there as well as Stoinus is going to fall. Quadra kill for Supreme Leader OCE. And it's an excellent defense for Gravity Finance.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow.
Holy. There's
Wow.
a reason that man was getting shouted out for 3 seasons in a row.
Wow. Ben Zilla, aka Supreme Leader OCE, shows his power. This man duo queues with a man called Verizon, a man called Biznet, all day, every day. And you can just see, he has the mental of a what? Hold that thought.
Yeah, no, solo kills the jungler. Oh, tell me more about Benzilla.
Oh yeah, but anyway, Benzilla. This man plays with a guy called Biznet. So he automatically has a mental of steel. He has been able to withstand his team losing throughout this game, and it's kind of just been charging him up. You know, maybe in their comms they're all getting down, they're getting dejected, like, oh no, we're losing. But that's just thriving Benzilla, Pyromancer, yeah, whatever, Weave, yeah, whatever. It's all about Benzilla. This is the Benzilla Supreme Leader OCE show.
See, you're right. Crimson Knights, they steal that Pyromancer, they kill Weave, but it's just making Supreme Leader OCE stronger. Every time something happens, it's making him stronger.
Look, it shows he's 4-1 and 2, but honestly, I think he's more like 29 1 and 2.
I would expect him to be by the end of this game. After that showing, that amazing quadra kill.
Honestly, I think Crimson Knight should have just F6, to be honest.
Valid. That's valid.
It's just over in my opinion. I don't. Maybe they got to put that in the montage. Maybe they would like make a Supreme Leader OC montage or something.
There must be a list somewhere of all of the excellent kills that Supreme Leader OCE gets.
It'd be a very long list.
Yeah, I think so. As we are going to see Crimson Knights very close to this enhanced fire giant spawning, are going to group towards the fire. Juki looking to try to pop the bubble off of Stoinus, won't be able to get it, and maybe putting himself a little bit out of position with that dash there. Stoinus is going to try to take it 1v1, he's going to use that old force and big baby out. Isn't aware though that Ab, Nuxel, Jed Knight and Wade have made their rotation over Crimson Knights, able to pick up the jungler there, nearly picking up Stoinus in the trade though.
Kill there by Nuxel, soloing out Juki in the mid lane. This is why Nuxel is probably the 3rd best, maybe 2nd best mid laner in OCE right now.
What's best if Nuxel's 2nd best?
But I believe it goes Tilly, then I guess Nuxel, then whoever else is left, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. I would still say, like, if you put Nuxel instead of... Oh, wait,
Yeah, this is smart.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if you put Tilly and Nuxel into a ring together... Was that not enhanced? Okay,
no, it's enhanced.
It was. It was like right at the second that they got it, so I was scared. Anyway.
If you put them in a ring together, I'd be concerned.
For the world, for the state of the world after their fight, I think.
Yeah, I think there'd be just 2 titans clashing together. I think, honestly, it might just be GG, game over for everyone.
Absolutely. Speaking of GG, game over for everyone, Enhanced Fire Giant now on the side of Crimson Knights. There's a left side Phoenix that's respawning here for Biogravity Finance. I'd say that's where they're going to put their pressure on. Do you think simply that they're going to split Stoinus down mid again? Or maybe Abs with that bomb available?
Honestly, I think Crimson Knights might just have to defend their own Phoenixes, because Supreme Leader's just getting buffed right now. He sees the enemy has Enhanced Fire Giant, so he's just raring to go right now.
Yeah, I mean, 5 members of Enhanced Fire Giant for Crimson Knights, that makes Supreme Leader OC how much stronger? 5, 10 times stronger, at least.
Honestly, I think Supreme Leader is the LeBron James of OC.
I have to agree with you. What do you think Crimson Knights should do? It looks like they're grouping left here and keeping Stoinus all the way on the right side of the map, actually.
Yeah, I do like that they've sent Stoinus off on tour. I want to get him as away from the fight as possible. Try and take Dookie away from the fight, because I think Dookie now has the potential to dive Wade, dive Nuxel.
Yeah.
I don't know if he can do it with Stoinus in town though. But they've actually sent Cthulhu over to deal with him, and Dukie's here to soft defend? They're just willingly give it up?
I guess that was the bomb used from Abs there, so that Phoenix was always going to fall, given how low health it was, but not even looking to poke or maybe dive Wade there. I think that was an excellent opportunity. Now looking for the dive though, as Juki is going to use that dash and connect a little bit of damage with the Izanami. It was Blink there used by the Vimana as well, so that's actually a lot burned for not finding anything out of the night.
I'm surprised Weave didn't use that Blink ultimate there, because he's been really good with the usage with that this game, and he kind of kind of just let that one go. So I'm a bit surprised they didn't try and force any relics there.
Yeah, I mean, that was probably the best opportunity they were going to find. Now it's only a 2 Phoenix split. Supreme Leader OCU, though, is positioned perfectly to take this 4v1. In the meantime, Stoinis and Juki duking it out on the right side of the map. Maybe Stoinis got the better of Juki there. He's going to retreat back underneath that right side Phoenix. EFG still available for 5 members of Crimson Knights here. Just waiting for their opportunity to walk in.
Yeah, Crimson Knights playing patient. This is what you want to see. Maybe they're waiting for that fire wave to walk up and do it. Hold that. Look at those abs pros diving into the backline.
That recharge is already down to half health, though. It's going to have to staying up in the backline. And now, Wade taking a lot of damage for his trouble there as well. But they are going to force that Cthulhu ult out. In the meantime, Stoinis taking the 1v1 here in the right side. With that Cthulhu ult down, it might be enough for the Crimson Knights to fire on all cylinders and go in mid here. Look at this thing getting down to half health, but there's Weave once more able to find the 4-man pull, forces Scarras testing out. Tim Carter is going to be able to pick up Abs Pro. Wade might just fall double kill here as Juki looking for neutral is going to find himself a double kill on both of the carries there. By Gravity Finance are pushing down mid. Excellent defense. They could win the game here simply.
One of them will have to back to the Stoinis, but my god. LeBron James OCE just absolutely unsed on them.
That was all LeBron James OCE. Stoinis trying to base race here, but he's going to be faced with the face of OCE. Whack by FNC is here going to force the bubble out of the Barker scorer, looking to take the 1v1. Stoinis to pick up this kill. It's a whole different world as the ultimate's going to come out from the Barker, looking for the damage, isn't going to be able to find enough. And now aggressing onto the Titan to buy Gravity Finance. They're looking to take this game away from the favourites to win. Crimson Knights might just fall here as the Titan is about to go down. Buy Gravity Finance, win the game, and make it into the regular season.
Wow.
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 LeBron James OCE.
LeBron James of OCE single-handedly tears apart the Crimson Knights, and we'll be seeing By Gravity Finance in the OCL Season 4.
I have no words right now. I never underestimate Supreme Leader OCE.
I can't believe it. He just
that was
picked up the ball on the halfway line, drove hard into the paint, and just dunked on him.
He did it all. He did it all, and he did it for his team because he loves them so much. That was amazing.
Did it all by himself. No pick and roll needed. No any other plays. No 3-pointers. Just driving straight through, dunking on him. And I can't believe By Gravity Finance have secured their spot in OCL Season 4.
Absolutely amazing. Simply, we're going to throw it over to the analysts in just a moment. But tell me, who do you think was your MVP for that game?
Oh, the MVP. Come on, Dice. He's the world's best. The best there ever is. The best there ever was. It is Supreme Leader OC LeBron James.
All right. Well, Simply, thank you very much for joining me on that game. I'm sure we'll chat again soon during this stream. We've still got one more game to cast, but for now, why don't we throw it back over to our analysts. Boys, take it away.
Throw it over.
Oh my goodness. Chompy. That
Dude, no
was
way.
insane.
That is
Oh
wild.
my god. As we were saying, this is gonna be the game. This is gonna be the game of the round.
I cannot believe that. I literally cannot believe that. They won a 4v5 because Juki's build made him non-existent. And they still I didn't say it.
Honest,
They still won. That was mental. I can't believe the base race Titan defense won.
honestly, just Sieges. The Ben in particular just went nutty on Sieges. They just popped off.
I can't believe it. Like, there was early game signs. I think the red team, what's their name? By Gravity Finance early on, they were punishing the Khepri, which is good. It's very hard to kill carries when the Khepri's still alive with the ult. So they were going for the Khepri early. They were forcing that ult and still getting the pick afterwards because the Khepri just has to drop straight where it is. But yeah, it started to fall away from them a bit. Wade got online with his build, was starting to shred. The what's their name? Crimson Knights just started to run away with it. But then, like you said, yeah, Benzilla under these Phoenix fights, they were so good at just staying alive and keeping it alive. Those Ares ults were going massive. Like we said, he was getting those big ults. There was one at the end there in that final fight where Wade got ulted by Kepri, but the Kepri
Yeah.
got pulled in, so then
And then he
when
died.
he got pulled back into the
That's
Phoenix as well. It was kind of unfortunate, but like I can't believe they played the game perfectly. They were saying, they split those towers down on that first FG, that normal FG that was not important. They played the map state really well with towers, and then one bad team fight like that for Crimson Knights, and they go on to get punished.
Yeah, I think Crimson Knights just rushing those sieges just a teeny bit, especially like using anything to try like Guan ulting into the Phoenix against like a Cthulhu Ares Marty. It almost seems like they were trying to like rush the Phoenix, whereas they could have done the same thing just by standing in and not really using anything. And then you probably get an Ares ult, you probably get a Cthulhu ult, and then you just back up, use Fire Giant, use Guan heals. I feel like they were rushing the sieges a little bit, and that's what gave them the end. Great knowledge to on the Fire Giant. I think it was like 24 minutes when just took every tower off the map. Like they got both tier 2s and they just got the win con.
Yeah.
Like if they didn't get those towers and fought that FG, they might lose that FG. It could go wrong. And then if they do get that big play on the siege, you're probably getting a tier 2 and maybe not ending the game.
Yeah, exactly. It was just good map state, good control. Just the experience comes down to it, you know. Supreme leader OCE, an old timer in the region now. He's got the experience. He knows how to play from behind. Like what was mentioned, always capping himself with the Risen duo Q. I've been there. Right?
It's mental strengthening. It does the job.
It's a great place to be.
It does the job.
It gets you prepared. It gets you into it, and you know he showed it right there that he can come strong. Playing Jingwei with no crit as well. I wasn't expecting it, but it popped off.
It worked. On that one siege they won in the game, I was looking at it while it was happening. I was like, this siege can't go horribly. But the carries grouped up on that right side. They both had relics, but they grouped up on that right side, and when the Ares ult came in, Supreme Leader OCE had already started hitting them with AoE autos, and they were like a quarter health by the time the Ares ult had actually gone through. That relics didn't matter. And then, as you said, the Izanami didn't even get a chance. She got Kepri ulted, and then the Kepri got pulled in, and then he got pulled into the Phoenix. It was just a rough time.
Supreme play, and you know sometimes, you know it's not pretty, but that's how you got to do it sometimes, you know.
And as it is with best of ones, you have to go pretty much perfect game. Like one slip up, as we saw, means game just changes. They won it.
All it took. They're now cemented in the league. They've secured their spot. They've done all they need to do. That best of one, they got it out of the way. Crimson Knights falling down into the next set of relegations now. I don't remember which side of the bracket they're versing. Was that the?
I believe they are
Married
facing. Let me figure this out. Yes, they do face La Bomba now. The Crimson Knights.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm done.
And the next game, which I do believe we are going to have a small break in between, is It's a Wonderful Day for Pie and the Pretty Boys